Welcome to the Authentic Health Coaching Show. My name is Tom Corson-Knowles, founder of Authentic Health Coaching. If you haven't visited us over at AuthenticHealthCoach.com, please do. We have a free report with Dr. Corson's top 5 nutrition tips. It's the #1 guide to taking your health to the next level, and we'd love to give it to you absolutely for free. Just come over to the website, AuthenticHealthCoach.com. And today in this episode, we're going to talk about the difference between soy and dairy products and why soy is a great substitute for dairy products and milk. And we're going to talk about the research on those, especially as they're correlated to cancer. Now, if you've had breast cancer yourself, or if you've talked to a doctor about it, or if you've probably just seen in the media in the last several years, you've probably heard something about the fact that, or the idea that soy contributes to breast cancer, and that soy is bad for you, and that soy can increase your risk of breast cancer, and things like this. And it's absolutely false. It is not true whatsoever. And I'm reading now on the website for the American Association for Cancer Research, and they've come out with a new study. It was published in February of 2011, and the title of the study is Soy Food Consumption and Breast Cancer Prognosis. And I want to read to you a little bit about the results from the study. And it says, contrary to earlier clinical studies suggesting that soy may promote breast tumor growth, 2 recent studies show that soy-containing foods are not adversely related to breast cancer prognosis, which means soy does not contribute to breast cancer whatsoever. And we examined, using data from a rather large study, the effect of soy intake on breast cancer prognosis. And the methods of the study, basically they studied 3,088 breast cancer survivors between 1991 and 2000, and followed them to see, how much their isoflavone intake was, which is the protein from soy, and followed them to see what their death percentages were, and how many died, how many got better, and so on and so forth. And the results of the study, what they found was that as isoflavone intake increased, as people ate more and more soy proteins, their risk of death decreased significantly, and women at the highest levels of isoflavone intake had a non-significant 54% reduction in the risk of death. So you can see this is huge, how basically just eating soy reduced their risk of death and reduced their risk for breast cancer. And the conclusion is that our study is the 3rd epidemiological study to report no adverse effects of soy foods on breast cancer prognosis. And the impact of the study that researchers say is that these studies taken together, which vary in ethnic composition, 2 from the United States and 1 from China, and by level and type of soy consumption, provide the necessary epidemiologic evidence that clinicians no longer need to advise against soy consumption for women with a diagnosis of breast cancer. So if you've heard this before, that soy is bad for you, that can contribute to cancer, especially breast cancer or prostate cancer in men, it's totally false. Soy is very good for you. It's a great protein, very healthy. Hopefully it wouldn't be genetically modified soy, because a lot of that is if it's conventionally grown. But if you can get some great organic soy, it's very healthy for you. And the studies have found that it will reduce your risk for breast cancer and several other types of cancer as well. So if you're concerned about soy, I really highly recommend you not be. Based on this research, it's very clear that soy is something that's good for you. On the other hand, let's talk about milk. Now, a lot of people out there, if you look in the media, it's telling you, oh, milk is good for you, milk is good for your bones, which, by the way, the dairy industry got sued by the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, the PCRM, and lost the lawsuit because they were claiming in their milk ads that milk was good for you, it does a body good, and it turns out to be totally false. And all the research on milk, and they had to stop the campaign, obviously. That's why you no longer see those milk commercials anymore saying that milk does a body good, because it's been proven that it does not. And milk does many harmful things in the body. Dairy does as well. And it's because, for several reasons really, but the main reason is that the protein in milk, the main protein in milk is casein, C-A-S-E-I-N, casein. And casein is a protein made in the cow's milk, and it's foreign to the human body. Our body really doesn't know what to do with it. Our body cannot digest it. It's undigestible, and it basically wreaks havoc on our body. And there's also some other ingredients in milk that can be harmful. There's hormones as well that are foreign to the human body, so you're getting cow hormones. And you're also getting, if it's a conventional milk, you're getting you're getting the growth hormones. There are artificial growth hormones that they're putting in the milk, and you're also getting the antibiotics that they put in the feed, as well as all the other contaminants. You're getting pesticides and other things like that that are in the cow's feed as well. So you're getting a lot of these basically toxic brew of chemicals when you're drinking conventional milk. And and it can lead to increases in the rate of cancer. And we'll talk about those studies very shortly. But I just want you to think about, how many species out there drink another species' milk? And the answer is none. Humans are the only species out there to drink another species' milk on purpose on a regular basis. Now, obviously, if you, put some cow's milk in your cat's bowl, they're going to eat it because they're hungry and it's good food for them. But in the wild, they would, of course, never, ever, ever, ever eat another animal's milk, and especially after infancy. I mean, you've got 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds who are still drinking cow's milk. But you'll never see an adult animal drink milk. It just does not happen because it's just not normal. And milk is made for a certain time in the lifespan of an animal to help them grow very quickly, to help them build up immune responses that are specific to that animal, and to help them give them the nutrients they need to grow quickly. And if you think about cows, for instance, cows will put on anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000 pounds, and within 1 or 2 years while they're drinking milk. So the cow's milk is made for really incredibly rapid weight gain for young baby cows, and that's what it's designed for. It's what Mother Nature designed it for, and it does a very good job at that. So if you think about that for you, I mean, do you want to drink a liquid that's designed to make baby cows gain thousands of pounds over a very short period of time? And I'm guessing you probably don't, because it's also going to contribute to your weight gain as well, and it's going to contribute to a lot of other problems. So let's talk about the studies that link milk and cancer. There's one study that compared diet and cancer rates in 42 countries, and it showed a very strong correlation between milk and cheese consumption and the incidence of testicular cancer among men aged 20 to 39. And rates were highest in high-consuming countries such as Switzerland and Denmark, and low in Algeria and other parts of the world where people eat less dairy. And the research also linked rising rates of dairy consumption to the increased death rates from prostate cancer, from near 0 for 100,000 men 5 decades ago to 7 per 100,000 men today, and noted that breast cancer also appears to be linked to milk and cheese consumption. And another doctor emphasized that natural estrogens are 100,000 times more potent than environmental estrogens, and that today's cow's milk is particularly rich in them. The principal reason is that dairy farmers now milk their cows about 300 days per year. For much of that time, the cows are pregnant, and as pregnancy progresses, the estrogen content of their milk increases. According to Dr. Davasambu, milk from cows in the late stage of pregnancy can contain up to 33 times as much of the hormone estrone as milk from non-pregnant cows. And in the United States, skim milk, as opposed to whole or 2% milk, has the lowest levels of hormones. It's not surprising because hormones are fat-soluble. And in this respect, skim milk is much like milk in Mongolia, where cows are milked for only 5 months a year and not in the late stages of their pregnancy. Another of Dr. Davasambu's studies showed increased hormone levels among Mongolian third graders after a month of drinking commercial milk from the United States. Among women, milk consumption has been associated with an increased risk of ovarian cancer in both the Nurses' Health Study and in a 2005 study from Sweden's Karolinska Institute. On the other hand, 2002 data from the Nurses' Health Study showed that the more low-fat dairy products premenopausal women consumed, the lower their breast cancer risk. This didn't hold true for postmenopausal women, and the lower risk among premenopausal women didn't continue after they reached menopause. So basically you can see there are many studies, and I've just cited a few here, that show that the more milk you drink, the higher your risk for various types of cancers. And again, it just makes sense because of these estrogens, these very, very strong hormones in there, as well as the added growth hormones that they put in the milk, as well as the antibiotics and many other things that are in there. It's just not healthy stuff for you. So that's why we always recommend our clients cut out dairy and milk from their diet and add more soy. Now, it's not necessarily just soy. I mean, there's obviously lots of other milk substitutes you can use. You can do soy milk, you can do hemp milk, you can do rice milk, you can do almond milk. They're all really great plant sources for really, really healthy, really delicious milks that you can use to substitute in all of your cooking, all of your smoothies and drinks and cereal and things like that. So I just wanted to do this podcast show today to really clarify to people out there who are wondering about soy. Is it good for me? Is it bad for me? The studies have been done. It's very clear now soy is good for you. It reduces your risk for cancer. And on the other hand, milk can contribute to increase your risk for cancer and several other diseases as well. So we always recommend you substitute something instead of milk, so such as soy milk, rice milk, almond milk, hemp milk, something like that. And so wishing you the absolute best of health, and hope you make it a great day.